on your way in, and shout out to everyone who subscribed to the channel. Let's get right into it, okay? Because I've been looking at this, observing this. Like I said, I'm going to keep my eye on these two because I believe that their relationship is fake. Claressa Shields and Papoose, the relationship is fake. They do not have chemistry. I'm going to stand on that. And just because every time we point something out, for instance, when we say, oh, Papoose, he do not be on camera, then suddenly Papoose is on camera with Claressa. Oh, you're never upstairs with Papoose, then suddenly she goes upstairs with Papoose. See, this is all a game to them. This is all a game, and it goes back, like I said in my last live video, it goes back to the contract that they signed, the 360 deal that they signed with Salida Promotions and with Win Records, because this is a fake relationship. I don't care what nobody says. This is a fake relationship, and if you want to believe this BS is real, then I have some gold to sell you, baby. I got some dreams to sell you, baby, because if you believe everything you see on the internet is real, especially with these couples, then you are really naive, just like her. This is not a real relationship. You could tell they do not have chemistry. They're not even attracted to one another. Well, Papoose, I would say this. I do not believe that Papoose is attracted to Claressa. I'll repeat. I do not believe that Papoose is attracted to Claressa. And no matter how many times people say that everybody is beautiful, I don't care what nobody say, everybody is not beautiful. Everybody is not beautiful, and that's okay. Just be yourself. Trying to convince yourself that you are the baddest chick in the room, trying to convince yourself that you're the most beautiful person without makeup, trying to convince people that you're the most beautiful without weave and do this and that, that just lets people know that you do not actually feel like you're beautiful. You do not actually feel like you're beautiful. Period. It's okay to be average. It's okay to be average looking. Okay? It's okay to not be the most attractive, to not be drop dead gorgeous. Just be yourself. Why does she always have to try to convince people, oh, I'm beautiful, I'm beautiful. I don't care what nobody say. Okay, cool. If you see yourself as beautiful, why do you have to announce it to the world? Why do you constantly have to? It's like she's almost like trying to persuade us. It's like a commercial. Every time we look at Claressa, it's some type of commercial. Like, this woman is fake as hell. And you know that she's fake because if you look at her family, you see that that is the real raw version of her. How her sisters present themselves, it's nothing edited about that. It's nothing fake about that. Her sisters, her family, everybody who's come out and spoken up about how she's stingy with her money, how she have $8 million just laying around. And nobody is saying that you have to give money to your family, but come on, this is not like it's $500. This woman is a multi-millionaire allegedly, and she's not giving her family a dime. That's called a stingy person. I don't care how you flip it or twist it. Even if my family get on my nerves, even if somebody did me wrong, I'm not going to be that cold to where I am a multi-millionaire and I don't make sure my family good. I don't care. Even if they annoy me, even if somebody did something I don't like, even if I'm not talking to somebody, I'm never going to be that damn stingy to where I'm a multi-millionaire and I'm not going to make sure they're straight. I'm not going to make sure their teeth is right. I'm not going to make sure that they get a little bit of money. And then depending on what you do with your money, that's up to you. But I'm going to make sure I put some money in their pockets. I'm going to make sure they got a house and a crib, period. Now, what they do with it, that's on them. I'm not saying you got to just give everybody all your money, but if you're a multi-millionaire and your family is still living bad and they to the point where they coming online because they got to expose you for being fake, that is nothing to be proud of. That is nothing to be proud of. Your sister is sitting there missing teeth and is a drug addict allegedly. And you're sitting here paying for Papoose dinner. You're sitting here buying Papoose shit, but you don't even make sure your sisters are right. You don't even make sure your family is good. But you sitting here putting a man before your family, a married man before your family, and people want to like praise that. You want to praise her putting a married man above her family? Now we all got family members who get on our last damn nerve. Don't get me wrong. We all got family members who get on our damn nerves. But you got to look at it for what it is. Her family helped her when she was down. You see this? People love to act like they did everything by themselves. It was always somebody, at least one person or a few people who helped you along the way. But once people get money, once they become a millionaire, once they get that spotlight, once they get new teeth, right? Since she's so beautiful, why she didn't keep her old teeth? Why she didn't keep her natural teeth? If she want to brag and say she's so beautiful, why you didn't keep your natural teeth then? See, when people get money, they love to pretend that they did it all by themselves. They love to act like nobody helped you. If nobody helped you, you would still be in that same spot. And the fact of the matter is, there were people who helped you along the way, but a lot of times people get amnesia and they forget about those people. They forget about the money you let them borrow. They forget about how you let them use your car, or you gave them your last 20 or whatever. They forget about all that and they look at it like, that wasn't nothing. You didn't do nothing for me. I did this all by myself. You didn't help me with nothing. And again, I'm not saying you have to just give, and be used, but you're sitting here tricking on a married man instead of making sure your family is okay. How is that good? So I believe this is fake. She's fake as hell. Claressa is fake as hell. Papoose is fake as hell. Claressa laughs at everything that Papoose does. It's just everything is so funny to her. Everything Papoose does is it's just so hilarious to her. It's just like, you think everything this man do is funny and you can't see that he's making fun of you. You can't see that he's using you. You cannot see that he mocked you in this last video, right? And then she's so goofy, talk about, oh, well, Pap not upstairs in the video where they're eating. Yeah, no shit, you're in a restaurant. That means he's not eating your food. You see, they love to distract us from what's going on. He's not eating your food. He's not feeling your cooking. He does not want you cooking because he does not like your food. This is why you're in a restaurant. This is why he's not upstairs. But believe me, if you were still in your home, he will be upstairs in the dark, away from the door, because obviously he's either texting somebody and he don't want you to catch him, or he's on the phone with somebody while your ass is downstairs. While your ass is downstairs, he's on the phone, FaceTiming or texting somebody, and he's doing his own thing. So anytime you point out, hey, why is he upstairs? Why doesn't he get on camera with you? They go behind the scenes, they talk to each other, and they say, yeah, let's make sure you come in when I go live. Make sure you're sitting by me. Make sure you go live and then do this when I hit live. You walk past. You do this. You say something, because they're saying that that it's not looking real. You can't force nothing to look real. You can't force nothing to be meant to be when it's not. The fact of the matter is, no matter what happened between Papoose and Remy, at this point in time, they are still married. No matter what nobody else say, they are still married. This is why it will never work out. It's not going to work out how she think it is. It's not going to work out how she thinks it's going to work out. And the reason is because first and foremost, these two are not meant to be. They were never supposed to be. This is lust. This is lust of money. This is lust of sex. This is lust of fame. Lust, right? And she doesn't see that because she's enjoying the attention. See, this is the most attention that Claressa have gotten. This is the most attention that Claressa have gotten in her entire career. If you look back on old pictures, she wasn't getting attention because she was so beautiful. People was looking at her as a rising star athlete who had a chance to make a difference in women's sports. But what did she do? She turned into a reality TV star type of boxer. This is not professional boxing. This is not real. She turned into a reality TV star boxer because she wants to be that it girl. She wants to be that it girl. She wants to be everything but boxing. And she don't even like boxing like that. This is not her passion. You know why? Her passion is something that she's not complaining about. See, when you love something, you're not complaining about it all the time. She complains about training. She complains about having to eat a healthy diet. She complains about having to do this, having to be in the gym. She complains all the time about boxing. So boxing was never her passion. It was a way for her to get out of the hood. It was a way for her to get attention from men, because this is a male-dominated sport. This was a way for her to release her anger, and this was like anger management to her. This was never her passion. If she had to choose, it wouldn't be boxing. This is why she's all over the place. She's doing rapping. She's trying to get into, social media. She's trying to work on her fashion. She's trying to wear more makeup. She's all over the place because boxing is not her passion. This is why she said, I want to start a family, because guess what? Now I have somebody who is somebody else's man, who I'm getting attention for, and I want to keep this reality show going. I want this to be like Love and Hip Hop. I want this to be like Love and Hip Hop, like Remy and Papoose. I want this to be our show. So she's literally, we already went over the fact that she's copying everything that Remy does or have done in the past, down to her hairstyle, the baby hairs, the furs, everything about Remy, she copied, even her own slang, her New York slang. She's not from New York. She's from Michigan. Why is she saying, are you dumb? Are you dumb? Everybody know that's how Remy talk. Come on, man. This woman is so damn fake that it's ridiculous. It is ridiculous. Boxing is not her passion. And it's been talked that, unfortunately, it's been talked that Franchon is going to throw this upcoming fight because she's broke and she needs money. So, unfortunately, a lot of these women who are going against Claressa, a lot of them are not taking this seriously because they already made a deal behind the scenes, in my opinion, and allegedly, that they're going to throw the fight for a check. Unfortunately, money is ruling the boxing game at this point in time when it comes to women boxing. And when it comes to going against Claressa, this have become a damn show. This is not a serious boxing match that's coming up. This is already planned. They already know the winner. They already know that Franchon is not going to win because she already signed a deal that she's not going to win, and she's going to be a millionaire after this fight, unfortunately. It's just like the Tyson and Jake Paul situation. It's just like the Mike Tyson and Jake Paul situation. He let Jake Paul, in my opinion, win so that he could get his money because Tyson is broke. So At this point, anybody who come against Claressa, I don't believe it, because like I said, they're in a contract, a multi-million-dollar contract, and they got to put on a show. It's not about boxing anymore. It's about putting on a show and being a catty reality TV star type of woman, having a crazy persona, a crazy online persona, talking all this shit for no reason, because they already made it clear that if you don't do X amount of shows, you're not getting this remaining $5 million. You're not getting this remaining $5 million if you don't put on a show. So this is why she has to do all the things that she does, and it's unrelated to boxing. This is why she does what she does. Copying Remy's hair was strategic, because she knew that people was going to catch on. She knew that people were going to catch on to the fact that she copied Remy's hair. She knows if she wears the same furs and get her same furs from the store that Remy goes to, that people are going to notice it. This is why she does it, because she is trolling. She loves the attention. This is the most attention that she has gotten in her entire life. And she knows Papoose is not funny. She knows Papoose fell off. He doesn't even rap the same. That rap that he did at that conference, that was so embarrassing. I got secondhand embarrassment. I was like, I cannot believe you wrote some lame ass shit like this, and you're known to be a freestyler. And now I'm thinking, maybe you don't be really freestyling. Maybe everything that he have brought to us was pre-written. All those so-called freestyles were pre-written, because people are saying that he freestyled this at another boxing conference that he did. So this is not a freestyle, but again, they have to make this into a damn show. People were saying, why did Papoose even rap? This, again, is part of the contract with Salita's Promotions. This is what they have to do. This is all fake. This ain't nothing real about this. Their relationship is a PR front. Everything is about money. They're faking around one another. They do not love one another. They don't even like each other. This is why they have to be separate, because they don't get along. And I could only imagine the arguments. I can only imagine the arguments behind the scene. I can only imagine them butting heads behind the scene. And sometimes I wish we could see that part of their relationship, because I bet you it's more arguing, it's more butting heads than it is laughing all the damn time, laughing at his lame ass jokes, laughing at his dry ass personality. He don't even have the same personality that he had with Remy. Everything is just so, it seemed like it's scripted almost. It seems like this is scripted. So one thing we know is that anytime we point something out, this lets you know that they're watching us. They want it to seem like we're watching them, but really they are watching what we talk about. They're watching what we say in these videos. They're listening to the criticism. They're the ones who's coming out responding to us without saying our names. They're responding to content creators without directly saying our names. And if you saw the video, it was one video that Claressa had did, and she responded to something that I said and something another content creator said, that when we said that Papoose is her manager, because this is what they put out there when he first was on the scene. She said that this is her manager. He's the one who managed the deal. He's the one who negotiated the deal. That sounds like a manager to me. If he's not a manager, what is he doing, and why is he on your payroll? If all the money went into your pocket, how is he getting paid? How does he have all this money suddenly? It has to be coming from your purse, because he does not have a real job. His job was to recruit your dumb ass into a record deal so that you cannot get out of it. Now you're locked in a 360 deal with Salida's promotion, Papoose, and Win Records. And your ass is not going to be able to get out of this one. And people want to know, well, why did he recruit her into a record label deal when she's an athlete? That is the $1,000,000 question. What athlete is signed to a record label? Come on now. The answer is he did this so that she doesn't even think about getting pregnant, because he does not plan to have a family with her. He's just that's part of the narrative. Come on, he's an actor, y'all. He's been on Love and Hip Hop. He's been acting with Remy. We know Love and Hip Hop is scripted. We know a lot of those reality TV shows are scripted. This is a part of the narrative that they have to keep going so that we could keep on talking about it, because ultimately they want you to go buy the ticket for the show, the boxing show, because that's what it is. It's not a real match. It's already rigged. So it's not a real match. This is a show. They want you to buy them tickets and fill in those seats. And as long as Papoose is there, the narrative, the drama, everything will continue going, and people will keep on watching, because ultimately they want to see this train crash. They want to see the crash out. We are waiting for the moment that the script is broken, the moment that they are out of character, the moment they show them real selves. This is what everyone is waiting for, because we know this is a fake relationship. And it's sad that some people are really starting to believe that this is an actual real relationship and that these two actually love one another. If you just look at Papoose, you just look at his movement, his body movement, his body gestures, how he talks, it's like he has no life, no passion behind anything that he does. Even with Claressa, sitting next to her is so awkward. Talking to her is awkward. That's why it's so awkward when they did the kiss. He didn't even want to kiss her publicly for some time. But again, when we pointed out, now it's like, okay, you're going to have to at least pretend to kiss me. At least give me a little peck on the cheek. At least do that, because now they're thinking that this is not real, and we cannot have them thinking that this is not real, because this is a PR relationship. This is a PR relationship, just like the Tiana Taylor and what's his name, Aaron Pierre, and just like many other PR relationships that don't last long. This is for entertainment purposes only. This is Salida Promotions behind all of this. And the crazy thing about it is, Salida Promotions was sued by former boxers. Former boxers have sued Salida Promotions for bad contracts, bad deals, playing with their money, keeping them locked in a contract that was unfair from the start. Salida Promotions do not have a good reputation in the boxing industry. Their own fighters have sued them. You could look this up for yourself. So at the end of the day, what Papoose did, he was the key that locked her in this 360 deal. Because one, now she can't get pregnant. She cannot get pregnant because, like I mentioned, she cannot fight. When she's pregnant, that's the end of her career. I don't care what nobody say. They say, oh, they could always come back. No. Whenever a woman, typically, there are some exceptions like Beyonce. But Beyonce been doing this since she was a kid, so we're not even going to get into that. There are only exceptions to this rule. As soon as a female athlete, usually, especially when they're older, when they start a family, that's typically the beginning of the end of their career. Because why? When it comes to boxing especially, and you think you're going to have a baby, okay, that's 9 months of being pregnant, right? 9 months of carrying a child. Then you have to have the baby. Now you have to be with the baby and raise the baby for months, and then you're going to have to go through postpartum depression or postpartum certain symptoms related to postpartum. Your body has to heal, whether you had a C-section or a natural birth. That's a year gone already. That's a year, maybe even a year and a half gone already. Now you got to get back in shape. That's another 6 months to a year. That's 2 years gone already. Now you fighting against younger boxers who never been pregnant, who don't have a family, who got nothing to lose but their title, and who are quicker, faster, and stronger and more energetic than you. So now you trying to go back in. That's 2 years already, right? The contract that she signed is 2 years, allegedly. Unless there's some little text, some secret text reading between the lines that they don't know about that may extend her contract. But this contract with Salida Promotions and Win Records is a 2-year multi-million dollar contract, allegedly. So how is she going to have a baby in 2026? That's the entire contract length. Like I said, 9 months to have a baby, then you have the baby, then your body is not ready to fight because your body has to heal from either a vaginal birth or C-section. That's a whole year gone. Now, once you get back your mind back right, now you got to lose weight. That's about 6 months to a year. That's 2 years gone. So somebody tell me, how is she going to have a baby in 2026 when she just signed that contract? And people are saying, well, she could just hurry up and fight real quick and then knock out these fights. Do you really believe it's that easy? I mean, listen to yourself when you say silly stuff like that, right? Make sure I hit the like button. When you say silly stuff like that, oh, she could just do, 100 fights real quick. And then when you say silly stuff like that, do you believe that they're going to let her be lazy with this contract when they gave her $3 million up front? When they gave her $3 million in an advance, do you think they're just going to let her out that easy? Do you think they're going to let her out that easy and let her get sloppy and say, okay, let Franchon throw this fight, and now I got to just fight 2 or 3 more people? It does not work that way. It does not work that way. They want you fighting for the entire 2-year contract that they signed your ass up for. So in her mind, she's thinking that because this deal was locked in, because she has money, and because she feels like she has a man to validate her, that this is about her, when she's actually the one being used by Salida's Promotions. She's being used by Papoose, and she's being used by Win Records. This is why Papoose was the one who was supposed to do that. He was recruiting her for Win Records the entire time. And because she's a woman, nobody in the conference room, nobody in the business room took her serious. So Papoose was like, okay, she's a little dumb. She's a little dumb when it comes to business. Let me get in her head. Let me get in her head and make her only choose this contract with Win Records. I'm going to deny ESPN contract. I'm going to deny all these other major sports label contracts, and we're going to keep her with a small business like Salida Promotions when she was not supposed to stay there. See, that was the promotion company that helped launch her career. She was never supposed to stay with Salida Promotions, but Salida Promotions felt like, no, we made you. We made you into a star. So how can we lock her in where we continue to get millions, even more than 8 million? Because see, 8 million ain't shit to Salida Promotions, excuse me. 8 million ain't shit to Win Records. See, that sounds like a lot of money to us because we've never had a deal like that. We've never seen that much money, most of us. But this is nothing in boxing. So really, she did not even get a good deal. This was just lucrative in women's boxing. This was not no super lucrative deal. 8 million is nothing. If you're saying you're the greatest woman of all time, you should be in double-digit money. You say you're the greatest woman of all time and you got people believing that, you're Your payday should have been double digits, period. So she took a lowball offer, but she thinking that's something good because Papoose is in her ear telling her, yeah, a record label as a boxer is great for your career. She's not going anywhere after this. She's not going any. This is her prime right here. She's in her prime right now. And then the downfall will come. And that's not me wishing anything bad on her. It's just me seeing what's going to happen. Because anytime you are on that much of a high, the low is right around the corner. Because what goes up must come down. What goes up must come down. That is just the way life works. It's going to balance itself out. So her high and mighty attitude that she have right now, her big head, her not helping her family, believe me, she's going to need the same people on her way down, back to earth, back to reality. When she figure out all this shit about having a baby with Papoose and Papoose marrying her, when she realized that shit was a fantasy and a dream, oh, she gonna snap out of it real quick. When she realized she's in a 360 deal with a record label and that does nothing for her career, this is not ESPN. She could have got a deal with ESPN and could have had her own show on ESPN. She could have had her own show on ESPN, but no, Papoose made sure that she signed with a record company that does more for him than it does for her because she's not an artist. And then he made her believe that she could rap. He made her believe, he made a boxer believe that she could rap. And she could be a rap star. So then she came out with this trash ass song that nobody ever heard about, that nobody's bumping, that didn't make no charts, that nobody's listening to. Nobody knows the name of the damn song or the person she was in the song with. It didn't hit no charts. What are you doing? He made her believe that she could rap. This is not Remy, Papoose. This is not Remy. She does not have the same talent, the same reach as Remy, no matter what she does. Her personality is unlikable. No matter how much y'all try to force it, no matter how much y'all say this is cute, the shit is not cute. No matter how much y'all try to make people see that, oh, she's the most beautiful woman in the world, the fact of the matter is that's not true. I don't care what nobody say. That's not true. And it's okay to be yourself. It's okay to not be pretty to everybody. I don't force nobody to to find me attractive. She's forcing that on people. Oh, I look better than all these females without makeup. You think that money makes you look better. You think that money changes who you are on the inside, but it doesn't. It brings out who you always were. It brings out what your motives was when you were broke. Your motive was obviously to shit on people and brag about how much money you got to poor people to make you feel better because you came up poor and you was poor most of your life. And now what they do is as soon as they get money, they don't go bragging to rich people because rich people do not brag about their money. Wealthy people are not bragging about their money. Wealthy people do not wear their money on themselves. You don't even see wealthy people wearing chains. This is for broke people who never had money, who's invested in stupid shit so that they could look good to poor people, so they could look good to the average person. So you think it's so cute to shit on poor people, to shit on your family. And that's exactly where you came from. You came from poverty, but for some reason they think it's so cute to shit on the same community that they came from, to shit on poor people. This is cute to these idiots. This is a sport. This is what they love to do. I have money. So what? I got money. I don't care what you say. Well, why are you responding if you don't care what nobody say? Why do you always adjust something when somebody points something out? Like Papoose been upstairs. The moment that he's sitting next to you on a rare occasion, you're saying, see, Papoose is not upstairs today. Or you got to go upstairs to give him his plate to prove that he's upstairs. That is not a flex. Y'all have no real chemistry. This is not a real relationship. I don't care what nobody say. A man who's into you will never let you embarrass yourself online. Real relationships do not need to be broadcasted to the public. Every little thing you do or say broadcasted to the public. This is all for entertainment purposes and all part of the damn contract. I see right through it. I'm not falling for it. I don't care how cute people say the shit is. The shit is not cute. It's not cute. And you gotta think about it. Like I always said, my same question is this. Out of all the men in the world that she could have dated, that she could have entertained, that she could have been on camera with, she gets a man who's already married. She gets somebody who's way older than her. She gets somebody who has a daughter around her same age. Y'all don't think that's suspicious? Y'all do not think that's suspicious? You don't think that Papoose was placed there for a reason? Y'all don't think that Papoose recruited her? You don't think that Papoose saw her as a dummy and a come up and a bird brain who he could use and manipulate? See, Papoose is running the show. She thinks she running something, but Papoose is really running the show. Because everything is now about Papoose. It's not about boxing. It's not about anything else but Papoose. He got her twirled around his finger. He got her like a damn puppet, and he's the puppet master. He makes her talk. He makes her move. He controls her. She might think she in control. She might feel like she in control, but he is the battery in her back. No matter how he try to act like he has nothing to do with her behavior, he is actually encouraging her behavior, because this does not reflect badly on him. This does not reflect poorly on him. This reflect poorly on her. And really, he's ruining her career, because after this, she won't have anywhere else to go, because she's not building her resume. She's building a rap record label resume. She's building Papoose resume. Yeah, I managed Claressa Shields. I managed Claressa Shields. I was the one who brought her to win records. See, he's taking all the credit for that. So really, he's setting himself up for his next job, because he know this shit ain't gonna last with Claressa. And as soon as he don't have no baby with her, as soon as he don't marry her, he already know the shit is going to be over. So he's setting up his future and fucking her over in the midst of that. You see, he's going to be back in New York. He's going to be back with Remy, because they cannot be apart. They have a daughter. So no matter what Claressa say towards Remy, no matter what she do towards Remy, no matter what she does, that's still, at the end of the day, his wife and the mother of his child. So she's never going to get rid of Remy. She's never going to fill that position, because now he's having his cake and he's eating it too. See, this is the way these type of manipulative men are. They act like they're stand-up guys. I'm telling you, these are the worst ones. They act like they're so honest, so loyal. They act like they just want to protect women, and they be the biggest damn players. They be the ones messing with the most women. They be the ones who got all type of females on the roster. They be the ones cheating. They be the ones sexting. They be the ones flirting with women. Those be the main ones doing the dirtiest shit behind the scenes, acting like they some stand-up honest guy. Like, come on now. And let's be real. No guy is loyal. let's keep it 100. No guy is loyal. I don't give a damn what dream they trying to paint, what picture they trying to sell. Ain't no dude loyal. Chris Brown told y'all that. No one's loyal. No one's faithful. Period. And if you believe that, you believe people are, then you real silly. This is why you got to be careful out here. Because everything is a damn game. Nobody is loyal. That's why you got to worry about your damn self and make sure your money right and make sure you good. And if you do get in a relationship, you still got to keep your independence. See, you cannot be too attached to a man because he will steal your identity and leave you wondering who you are. Now, that's what happened to Claressa. It's happened to Rihanna. And it's even happened to Beyonce on some level. These women, we do not know them at this point without their male partner. And the male partner still have their identity. The male partner is still themselves. The male partner is still praise. See, they set themselves up for the future. And in this case, Papoose looked out for himself. This is a New York hustler we're talking about. This is a grimy New York hustler. Papoose is a hustler. He's always been a hustler. He's always been a smooth talking ladies man. He's always played that gentleman role because he knows that's what women love. He's always pretended to be loyal and outstanding. He always played like he is an angel. There's no dude who's an angel. I'm going to repeat that, because I don't think a lot of women hear me. No dude is loyal. No dude is an angel. And there are no real gentlemen. It's all a goddamn act to get in your goddamn pants or to get what you got. And if you don't think that, then more than likely you've been played a few times. Because if I realize this, then you should too. Because this is why it's the same with every guy. Because once you fall for their bullshit, then they could continue being who they really are behind your damn back. And you don't even see it because you so digmatized. You so in love. And that man ain't even in love like that. That man have other options. That man is hitting up his women from the past, hitting up females that you don't even know about, who's probably not even in America at this point. These niggas got females in other countries at this point. These dudes are not just messing with you. Papoose is not just messing with Claressa, in my opinion. Come on now. If you really think he's loyal to a masculine woman who says that she could beat a man's ass, you outside of your mind. If you think that Claressa is Papoose preference, if you think that he likes masculine women, and I mean, I know Remy was tough. Remy has a tough personality, but she wasn't a masculine woman. Remy is very feminine. Remy is soft. She doesn't have quadruple biceps that she could choke a man out with. She doesn't have big ass buff arms that she could put a nigga in a headlock and choke him out. She does not have that. But Claressa does. Now, if you really think that Claressa is his preference, then you are a bigger fool than she is. If you really think that he's there for love, then you are a bigger fool than Claressa is. That man found a mark. That man found a dummy. I have brothers. I have, male friends. I know how they get down. They see a woman with money. They see a woman with success. The first thing to break that woman is by sleeping with her. Get her digmatized. Because that will bring confusion. Now she doesn't know if she's in love or is it lust. She doesn't know the difference because she didn't use her discernment and she slept with you and she believed every word you said. Now that she's confused and stigmatized, I can literally do what I want. The man can now do what he wants, play in your face, mock you, say it's just a joke, take your money, spend your money. Of course, they're not going to come out aggressive with it. They have to smooth talk. You see, they figure out that women are not attracted to men who come out and say, can you buy me this? Can I use your car? They have found a way to do it. First thing they do is stigmatize you. Then it starts subtly, right? Oh, I need this, I need that. They start playing like, I need help, I need this, or they start complaining about something. And then the woman's like, oh, well, we could go get that right now, and I got the money. In Claressa's case, I can see her doing that. Oh, you need a new car? Your car messed up? Remy got your stuff? All your clothes at Remy house and you can't get them? Okay, yeah, let's go to the Louis store. I got you. You my man. I does for my man. You my man, my man, my man. Like a damn fool. Now he making her buy his clothes. Now he is riding on her fame. Now he's riding on her success. Now the spotlight's on him and not her. Because now he has successfully taken her identity, and now everything is about Papoose. She doesn't know who she is without Papoose. Every time she go live, it's about Papoose. Oh, I could say his name 100 times. Papoose, 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 Papoose. You look like a damn idiot. You look like a damn nutcase. You look like somebody who is on his DICK and he does not give you that same energy. He still don't give her the same energy. He takes the spotlight no matter where she is at, and you have to recognize that that is disrespectful. That's not a compliment. But she's sitting here laughing at everything he do and laughing at everything he say. Even when he was mocking her and talk about, yeah, Pap upstairs. Stupid. He's sitting there mocking you and you're laughing at it. He's not laughing with you. He's laughing at you. Somebody tell her. Somebody tell her ass that he is not laughing with her. Why does she think everybody laughing with her? She the only one that think this shit is cute. We're the ones who see clearly because we're not stigmatized. Like I said, that's what lust does. It confuses you. But if it's love, you're not confused with love. You can see clearly. And sometimes with love, you got to walk away. That's real love. Sometimes you got to separate. That's real love. It's like, I'm not going to sit here and allow you to disrespect me. I got to walk away. I got to put myself first. That is love. Sometimes you have to walk away. But then there is a chance that it will come back together during the right season, the right time. Now, with married people, that's usually how it is. They need time apart, especially if you've been with somebody for so long. You need a breather. You need a breather. And they went through some shit, and then you got other women and other men who stepped in trying to fill the other partner's role. We saw that with Remy. We saw that with Remy and Easy, right? Papoose allegedly was cheating with Claressa beginning as far back as 2020. Remy caught him cheating. Remy felt disrespected and played with, and she said, okay, since we want to play those games, I'm going to give this nameless person who's coming up in the hood, I'm going to give this square a chance. This person who has a 9-to-5, who happens to be a rapper, who happens to be one of the coldest rappers in his hood, I'm going to give him a chance because you lost your own flame. You lost who the hell you are, Papoose. You cannot even rap no more. You so obsessed with me, but now you have stepped out of our marriage and you forgot that I'm Remy? Did you forget that I was Remy? Do you think that I won't do the same thing you did? Oh, okay. Got her lick back. Now I got my little thing. Since you want to be with Claressa, I have my thing too. What did he do? He flipped it, made it seem like Remy cheated on him first. That's what they do when they get to tell the story first. How many of y'all exes have done that? As soon as they're an issue, they get the story out first, so they paint the narrative. They telling all type of lies. They flip the script, make themselves to be the victim when they're the victimizer, and make you look bad. Everybody looking at you like, girl, why you messed that up? He was a good man. Why couldn't you just let him be? Why you gotta go and mess it up? Why'd you start the argument? All this shit that they put in everybody else's ear, they get the family on their side. They get the kids on their side first. The person who put the narrative out first basically wins in the public eye. Now everybody looking at you like you messed it up, and they don't even know the details or the full story. See, a lot of that goes on in our regular lives. Now imagine Papoose coming out. What man does that? What man does that? Play the victim. Oh, I'm a man. I'm a victim. I was nothing but loyal. Loyal and faithful are two different things. Being loyal and being faithful are two different things. You could be loyal all you want, but were you faithful? Were you faithful to Remy when she was locked up? Were you faithful? Did you sleep with other women when Remy was locked up? You mean to tell me you was abstinent? You mean to tell me you didn't cheat on her with other women when she was locked up? You mean to tell me you wasn't messing with Claressa and talking to Claressa, possibly eyeing your next girl, eyeing somebody who could be your side chick? You mean to tell me you was just free of sex the entire time that Remy was locked up? Come on, man. It's a difference between being loyal and being faithful. And according to Remy, Papoose was not faithful. So she wasn't faithful after that. Allegedly. So at this point in time, we seeing that Papoose is a very strategic man. He's a very strategic man. We know he's not no dummy, right? When you grow up in a place where all you had to do was survive, and then you're used to living off of women, you're used to living off of successful women, he knows how to get in a woman's head. See, Papoose, his whole family is mostly women. He already said he has a whole bunch of sisters. He have his mother. He knows exactly how black women operate. When a man is around so many women, he starts studying them. He studies women. This is just like Blueface and any other of those types that study women. Any man that's around women 24/7 is studying them. He's studying what women react to. He's studying how women operate. He's studying women's emotions. He's seeing what women like. Those are manipulators. Those are the manipulators. And usually they're controlling as well. Very, very controlling. They want you to do whatever they say do. They want to be on your hip 24/7 because they're jealous of you. They're insecure. They don't want you looking too good. They don't want you putting on all this makeup because that's going to attract other men. This is why they say, oh, why you got all that makeup on? I don't like you with your makeup. Why you wearing your hair like that? Why? Because they want you to look as unattractive as possible so that you don't feel beautiful, that you don't feel like you could get another man but them. They want you stuck with them. And they will ruin your damn life. And again, the first thing they do is stigmatize you. They sleep with you. That's the first thing. Let me make this spiritual connection. Let me make this spiritual bond. Okay, boom, bam. Okay, now let me see how she act. Let me see if she fall in lust with me. Okay, I got her. Look at her talking about me all the time, texting me all the time, saying my name. Look at this dumb female just saying my name like a dummy. I'm not even doing the same to her. Let me just kick back. I got her now where I want her. Now I can do whatever I want. She gonna defend everything I do. She gonna laugh at all my stupid jokes. I'm the man. Yeah, look at me. Yeah, you ain't so big now, are you? Greatest woman of all time. You ain't so great now, are you, huh? I'm making you look stupid in front of all these people. Look at you, dummy. I'm mocking you in your face, and all you could do is laugh. What an idiot. This is how he's looking at her. This is how he's looking at her. Oh, she's so gone. She never had no real attractive man before. You could tell I'm the finest man she had. Wow, look at how silly she look. I can't believe this shit. Showing all his boys. Look at this fool. She's so gone over me. And I don't even do nothing. I just hit it once and look how stupid she acted. I don't even go down on her. Look how she acting. I got her. We have to pay attention to those signs. We have to pay attention. And obviously, Claressa didn't pay attention. Claressa was desperate. Claressa settled for a married man who's almost 50 with grown kids and a young girl who's not even 10 years old. Claressa settled. This is why once you go up that far, you on your high horse, you got a big head, now comes the downfall. Because you got to realize that all of this was done in vain and off some ego type of shit. This wasn't true love. This wasn't true chemistry. It was done out of envy of Remy Ma. And it was done for attention. It was done so she could feel loved. It was done so she could feel validated. It was done because she never had an attractive black man before, or a man who was attractive to other women before. See, all of the men that she dated and the men that she was engaged to, nobody knew their names. She didn't like that. She felt that I need to be validated by somebody whose name is already out there. And since Papoose and Remy are having marital problems, this is the perfect chance for me to swoop in and get him and seduce him with my money and with fighting. Because I know he likes fighting. I know men like fighting and men like sports. And I know men love money. Men like Papoose, materialistic men like Papoose, they love money. So I know I could get them that way. It's not going to be based on my looks. I know I can't get a man based off my looks alone. If Claressa didn't have that money, do you think Papoose would be with her? If Claressa didn't have that money, and if Claressa didn't play sports, do you think these men would be on her, talking about her? No, they wouldn't. She wouldn't even be a preference. She wouldn't even be an option. They would call her ugly. But because she has money, suddenly all these men, oh, she's beautiful. Because she's playing sports, which men love sports. Most men love sports. Oh, leave her alone. Y'all just jealous. No, we're just pointing out the obvious. And y'all are the ones who's encouraging women to sleep with married men. You should be ashamed of your damn self. You're the ones who's okaying other women to sleep with married men, and you're justifying it by pointing at his wife and saying, look what his wife is doing, but you're not her husband. You're not her husband. You're not Remy's husband. And Claressa is not Papoose's wife. So it doesn't matter what nobody does in their marriage. That is their union between God that they're going to have to deal with on their own. Why are you inserting yourself in somebody's marriage and putting on rules and justifying sleeping with a married man? Why are you justifying sleeping with a married person? Just because they got into some issues and may seem separated, they're not legally separated. That's a legal status. To be separated is a legal status, and you have to go through a legal process to even be separated. Just because they're physically not together sometimes doesn't mean that they're legally separated. If you look up the information, they're still legally married. They're legally married. And y'all trying to justify it. Oh, look what Remy did. Look, why are you in married people's business? This is my whole point. Papoose is putting all of his business out there with Claressa, knowing she's going to get this backlash. He's not getting the backlash, is he? Claressa is. She's the home wrecker. She's the hoe. She's the one who went low down. His reputation went up. Oh, you bagged a boxer. Oh, you got Claressa Shields, the greatest woman of all time. Go ahead, dog. Yeah, you doing your thing. See, men are praising Papoose. Men are praising Papoose. Yeah, she's younger than Remy. I know you hidden that. That's how the men are thinking. So her career, her reputation is ruined, and men are clapping for Papoose. You see how that works? This is why she should have never started messing with Papoose. Out of all the other rappers, the successful rappers out there, you could have any rapper you want. If you wanted a rapper, you could have had any single rapper you wanted. Why did you pick Papoose? Because you wanted to slight Remy. You wanted to stab Remy in her back after you developed a friendship with her. You wanted to see the smile wiped off of her face and to feel like you was on her level because you sleeping with her husband. But that's not how it works. That's not how it works. That is not how these things work. You would never be on Remy level because guess what? Remy did it the right way. Remy did it the right way. She got married. She kept it on the low. They both kept it on the low. They had a child together. Remy minded her business and Remy didn't steal Papoose from nobody. That's why they lasted 15 plus years. When you do it the right way as best as you could, it lasts longer. When you do it the wrong way, the relationship do not last. You cannot recreate your own rules of life. You cannot change karma and make it into something that it's not. You betraying a woman who you once befriended, that is not her karma. That just shows that you were a trifling female the entire time and no woman should trust you, especially when you have a history of so-called sleeping with other women's men, thinking you stealing other women's men. She allegedly has a history of that. This is why her family call her out. She want to play victim and talk about her childhood. Well, let's talk about your adulthood when you allegedly took your cousin's man, allegedly. Let's talk about your adulthood when you sleeping with a married man right now. Let's talk about right now. See, they don't want us to pay attention to that. They are trying to make adultery okay. Oh, this is okay, you guys. Why are you talking about Claressa? Adultery is okay. Sleeping with a married man is okay. But hold on. Y'all ruined Remy Ma's reputation. You put a dent in Remy Ma's career when everybody found out she was allegedly sleeping with Easy the block captain. You ruined her and dragged her for years and still to this day drag her. But you're not doing the same thing when it comes to Papoose. So if it's wrong for Remy, how is it not wrong for Papoose when they're both married? You see how that works? The bottom line is, when it comes to women, especially when it comes to a woman like Claressa, who knows this man is married, she is going to get the worst end of it. And Papoose, because he's a man, will be praised for sleeping and having an adulterous relationship with a young woman who's clearly not all together emotionally or mentally. And he's being praised for using her. They're telling him, good job. They're telling him he upgraded because she young and stupid. And you could do whatever you want with a young and stupid girl. Yeah, you done upgraded, Papoose. She doesn't have it all together. She a little slow and she got money. Oh yeah, you upgraded. Good job. That's my boy. They're encouraging adultery, but only when it's the man. They praise adultery when the man is doing it, but they demonize the woman. And you're going to continue to see that. The woman, the wife, will always be the bad guy, and they will always praise the husband. The husband could cheat, he could do what he want. They're going to say it's something the woman, his wife, did. You see, women can never win in this man's world. And that's just the way it is. That's why we got to move smart. We got to move smart and play chess and stop being infatuated and male-centered and stop stealing and sleeping with other women's men. Because they're going to always make you look stupid at the end. This is why you have to play chess, just like the men. You cannot fall in love with these men. They will make you look stupid. You have to stay independent even when you're in a relationship. And you got to know that a married man could always go back to his wife. Now, I could understand if Papoose wasn't married and this was just a relationship and the relationship was over, but this is something deeper. Now, this is on a spiritual level now, right? Marriage is a vow before God in church. This is now on a spiritual level. So she is breaking a whole bunch of spiritual laws. They are breaking spiritual laws now. These are laws you cannot see, but you could feel, you know, something's just not right about this. That's why everybody's talking. This is now enter into the spiritual realm where they're breaking spiritual laws. That's why everybody is calling it out for what it is. So at this point, she's looking like a fool. This is her prime. She's not going to get any better than this because she let this married man get in her ear, exploit her for her money, get her signed in a 360 deal between Salita's production, Papoose, and Win Records. Now she locked in, the only female locked in a contract, a 360 contract with the record label. And now he's set for life. Because if you think he didn't get a fat payday when he got her signed, you out of your mind. He got paid too. No matter what she say, oh, everything went in my bag. What about the check that they wrote for him, dummy, when they recruited your ass? You think he didn't get paid for that? You think he didn't get paid by Salita's promotions and Win Records? He got 2 paydays. You just got 1 payday. He got 2 paydays, allegedly, in my opinion, on the back end, and she got 1 payday. And he got more money because he's a man. While you think you the greatest woman of all time, you think you a man, huh? You getting played by men. Look around you, dummy. You're getting played by men all around you. And you can't see it, but you want to say women are haters when we're trying to look out for you, when we trying to give you the heads up. Girl, this don't look right. You don't sleep with married men. He could go back to his wife. What did he do? Go to New York. Allegedly was with his wife and children and his mama. But he just told you he was with his mama. And he just sent you a picture that Remy allegedly took. because Remy is not going to let her daughter just go by herself anywhere. You think Remy is not going to be there too? You think Remy just completely erased from the picture? You think Remy and his mama not cool? You think Remy and his daughter's not cool when that's their stepmother? Are you dumb? Like Remy say, are you dumb? That's their stepmother. That no matter what Papoose and Remy do, that is their stepmother. They call her mom. My God. So if you look and you pay attention to the body language, to how Papoose talk, he don't talk the same like he did when he was Remy. He don't act natural. It seems like he's like stiff. It's always some awkward energy. Like he looks at her like she's like stupid or something. He look at her like, I can't stand you. But I already signed the contract. I'm not attracted to you, but I'll sleep with you. You know, it's not that same love. It's not love at all. Because a lot of men, they believe that they could only love once. Once their heart is broken, they do not love again. A lot of men have said that. They only had one love, got their heart broken, and now everything else is just pretending. It's just lust. How many women can I get? How many women can I get to compete with one another for me? How can I make myself the prize? And that's what Papoose did. He felt so down because his career didn't take off like he wanted it to. Nobody was talking about Papoose. This is the most Papoose been talked about in years. This is the most Papoose been talked about in years. And he said, now I feel better about myself. And I'm going to do you in, even though you didn't do nothing to me, but because you're a dummy and because you're desperate for my attention and my affection, I'm going to use you because you want to be used. You put yourself out there to be used. You showed that you could pay for my flights. You could pay for my food. You could pay for everything. When I was still living with Remy, you showed me that you had a low self-esteem talking to me while I'm still in the same house as Remy. You already show who you are, and I don't value you. So yeah, I'm going to make you look stupid, and I'm going to steal your shine, and I'm going to make you talk about me every chance you get. And I'm going to still be hitting that to keep you on me. So I could have a soul tie with you so you could be blinded to everything that I do, even making fun of your dumb ass on camera. Because I hate being on camera. I'm a private person, but you just can't get that through your mind. You always putting this damn camera in my face when I don't want to be on camera. So now I'm going to make you look stupid whenever you do that. Whenever you go on camera, I'm going upstairs. Whenever you say something, I'm going to make a joke about it. And you so stupid, all you're going to do is laugh at my dumbass jokes. When I'm making fun of you, you're going to laugh. My God. But you know what? She's going to learn the hard way. She think every female is a hater. She want to target women only. She's not talking about any men who's calling this out too, because there's some men who's calling this out. But at the same time, they're clapping for Papoose because they see that he got him a dummy. Every man wants a Claressa, a dummy, who would do anything for them, who will pay for everything, while they could just sit back looking pretty, not having to do too much, low effort, and still get the benefits, the most benefits from it. This is why he's rapping and promoting himself every chance he get, every interview. It goes back to Papoose. Now this is about Papoose. That's why the Remy questions are being asked, because it's no longer about Claressa. Nobody cares about Claressa. This is now about Papoose. Everybody's wondering, well, what are you doing here? Why are you with her? And you're almost 50 years old with a family and a wife. That's why they're asking about his family and his wife, because they know he's still married. They know it's fake. These dudes see right through him. Some dudes are calling it out. But she just can't see because she's stigmatized. So like I said, I'm going to keep monitoring. I'm going to keep standing on everything I said, because just because they come out and they pretend to be happy, or he comes downstairs once in a while, that doesn't change the facts. That doesn't change the body language. It doesn't change how he looks at her. It doesn't change how awkward and forced it seems. It does not change that. I don't care who try to believe this, who switch sides, and all of a sudden they, oh, I'm on Claressa Shields' side. I don't care. I'm sticking to what I see based on my observations and my opinion. I don't care what they come out with next, what shenanigans, what script they come out with next. I see right through it. He is exploiting her. He's using her. He has set himself up for the future and have set her up for failure. She's in the worst shape of her life. She is now dependent on this man, and now she does not have her own identity. She's confused without Papoose, and that's exactly how he wanted it. He locked her in a 360 deal, so for 2 years she can't be pregnant because she is in a 2-year contract with both Salida's Promotions, which is a man, and Win Records, which is owned by a man, and now Papoose. Those three have locked her in a 360 deal. So now Papoose don't have to hear about her talking about no baby, and he's still married when he could have been divorced. So he don't have to hear her talking about when he gonna marry her. That's why they're prolonging it. That's why they're delaying it. The marriage, this should have been, the divorce should have been over with. That don't take that long. And he has more money. So if he needed to pay off anything, liens or whatever he got, he needs to pay off. He could have been paid that off. He could have been paid that off and had the divorce finalized. But he doesn't want that, because that would mean he would have to hear Claressa's mouth. That would mean the wool is off of her eyes. The rose-colored glasses come off, and she start to see, oh, you used me. You was never marrying me. You was never going to have no baby with me. So that is my opinion. That is my opinions. I'm sticking to them. I'm not switching no sides. I'm not being fooled by this. I bet you anything, they argue more than they even have a regular conversation. They can't even have a conversation on camera. It's so awkward. It's about the dumbest shit. It's never a genuine conversation. You do not see them having real life conversations. It's always something stupid. It's always something stupid. You know what I mean? So I'm like, yeah, this is all for clout. This is all for show. This is scripted. This is all based on that contract that they signed, and he is there to handle her. He is her handler. He's there to make sure that she don't mess up this deal, because if she mess up the deal, he don't get his side of the deal. He don't get his coins. So he's making sure she stay doing what she's been doing, that she stays looking a mess, looking stupid, so she could ruin her future endeavors with possibly ESPN and other people who are not going to be, offering her nothing, because Papoose is there to stop any offers to interfere with any separation from Salida Promotions and from Win Records, and she just don't see it. So with that being said, this fight that's coming up is already rigged, in my opinion. Franchon is already going to lose, and she's going to get a big payday. So don't even be surprised or shocked, and don't even waste your money, because it's already set up for Franchon to lose on purpose. So go ahead and lose, Franchon, get your payday, and then they'll go to the next person and go to the next person, because this is all a money grab, and they're using Claressa. So with that said, let me know your thoughts. Make sure you hit the like button if you enjoyed this. I will be back with more conversations. Anything that I see that seems off, I'm going to speak about it. I'm not switching sides. I'm not being fake about it. No, everything that she doing, she is the one who's fake. Papoose is using her, and she's in a 360 deal locked up. That man is not going to give her no baby 2026, mark my word, and he's not marrying her no 2026. I don't care what she told y'all. I don't care what lies she done told the public. That man is not giving her no baby in 2026, and he damn sure ain't marrying her in 2026. You mark my word, you record this, and you replay it when it does happen, because it's damn sure ain't happening in 2026. So with that said, y'all, I'm out. And y'all stay blessed, and I will see y'all in the next video. Thanks for listening and tuning in and subscribing to the channel, y'all. Peace. I appreciate everybody in the chat, by the way.